So the paradox is that Nigerians are leaving for a better life, better opportunities, more financial gain.
I'm not saying somebody should come and sacrifice the person's life.
But in reality, we realize that most people that go abroad, quality of life is not that great.
You don't have to envy somebody who is working in the oil industry.
Thank you very much.
But don't feel converted.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to Insights with Professor Bart Nnaji. Thank you for coming back again.
Thank you.
Today, we want to talk about the Japa paradox and the brain drain in Nigeria. Obviously, we have a lot of brilliant people outside in Nigeria, all seeing what you do, things you've done, what's happening in Nigeria, and what can happen. What do you think the challenges are?
A lot of people who are outside, they hear about what's going on in Nigeria, insecurity in particular, which is actually a modern phenomenon. It used to be that they don't have electricity, the roads are not good, no water, those kind of things. So they say they want to wait until there'll be improvement before they come back.
Yes.
More recently, it's that people are leaving. Those, in fact, who are already working and doing things here have decided, okay, we can't continue. We have to go and look elsewhere. And so they're leaving. Also, some look at the conversion rate of a naira to dollar. Before, it used to be that people could look at how much they're earning abroad versus how much that will convert here. And it is not so significant, so starkly significant. Now it is huge. The gap is much. So there are quite a number of reasons.
Okay, so let's take geometric power as a microcosm of the challenges that are happening with getting Nigerian talent to come back to work. Geometric Power is a power company. You also have a distribution. But in this company, you have different facets. You have IT, you have logistics, you have customer care, you have quality management. Obviously, diverse set of human resource needs. We all know what the education system is in Nigeria. We all hear about the brilliant people outside Nigeria. You've also mentioned the insecurity, the finances, but for geometric to scale and for businesses in Nigeria to scale, Nigerians need to come home to build Nigeria.
Yeah.
How do you think we can convince them, given these challenges, and these are real challenges, how can we convince them to come back home?
Well, first, I'm not saying somebody should come and sacrifice the person's life, but I want to show you that it's possible for you to live well in Nigeria. First, do not expect that you can earn the same salary you earning in America, in UK, in Germany, etc. Don't expect that. But expect that the quality of life can be the same or better. We're not talking about security now, okay?
No.
We're talking about that what you earn, if you earn good salary, because anybody that you're bringing from all these places, you have to give the person good salary. That's the first thing. I always tell our people, when I talk to our workers, we like to grow to the point where if you're working at Geometric Power, you don't have to envy somebody who is working in the oil industry. And that is significant because a lot of people who work in the oil industry in Nigeria are not rushing out abroad.
Yeah.
They earn enough to be here, and they're reasonably protected by their companies. And that's what we say to the people who we want to bring back, that you will earn a good income. You can send your children to school in Nigeria with your income. You may not be able to send your children to school in UK or America, okay, because of the conversion issue. Also, maybe you want to be a good citizen for a change. This thing that you are out there doing is just for yourself. And think about the future. But if you're here, you can almost feel and touch your impact. That is very, very important in life, because your satisfaction as a person in the end must be that you did something good, that people can say, well, this person did something like this.
Prof, I hear you.
It's not
I hear you. It's not ringing any bells yet. You and my dad, the 1% of the 1%.
Okay.
You want to give back to society. You want to do something good. And you mentioned the very key word, impact.
Yes.
My kids are 18 and 21. They studied abroad. They live abroad.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly unlikely that they might come back in the near future.
Mm.
Because when I was 22, 23, that's when banking was booming. It was exciting to come back. Things were happening.
Yes.
In Nigeria, things are happening.
Mm.
But what is the pull apart from impact? Nigerians today, you look and see what's happening.
Mm.
And I think one of the biggest pulls that you can have is opportunity.
Yes.
I think there's a very big opportunity.
Yes.
But how do you convince people that it's worth the risk to come and grab that opportunity?
I will tell you, some of the young people that are doing stuff, say in the fintech industry, they can see that they are not playing in Nigeria only. They are playing globally. We know some young people who are building drones. And would you know, these are kids. The founder, I think, just turned 23. 3 years old. When he was founding this company, he was 21. And it's not like he himself was even, he was going to school, but he's brilliant, just a genius. And he had gathered some young people his age around him, and they are powering. So what they have done, they've managed to create a business in Nigeria that the Nigerian government and the African governments are interested in. Defense industry. They're doing very well. They're now having investors from abroad. Like in America, the American investors coming into their company. That's just being here, doing this, that's huge. I can't imagine that anybody working in that company will be saying, well, I think I'll just leave and go to Canada or something like that.
Not to be pessimistic again.
Okay.
That's the defense, 1% to 1% drones.
Yes.
So, the paradox about Japa is, I'm going to take geometrics as an example. When I came last to geometrics, I was excited by the developments that were happening in your IT department.
Yes.
Where you were, not to say, as a typical Igbo man, you were saving money rather than paying the dollar subscriptions. You were building your own solution.
Yes.
And people were excited to be building.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I heard you talk about was about the turbines. How, and these are big, huge things, how the cost to have to keep taking it out to be fixed. Now, if we're going to be generating power, how are we going to get the people to come back to build those skills so that, that's an opportunity. There must be Nigerians out there in the power sector. How do we get them back and build the companies that can service these?
Well, first of all, you mentioned the company. Our company has a lot of areas that people who go to university want to come to work. The HR, whether it is ICT, whether it is mechanical, electrical engineering, all kinds of areas. And we're building our own technologies. Take, for example, we have power theft. And you give some young people the challenge in IT, solve the problem using AI technology on how to detect that somebody is stealing power right now.
Yes.
Okay, along the line. Actually, which part of what our people are doing, they can create these things. It's something that it's a challenge. And that if you do it, you get the immediate benefit of it. Some may decide, we want for the company to now spin off a business based on that kind of thing. It's possible.
Very
Okay.
possible.
A number of issues that have come up are being addressed by our company. And it is possible that over time, we will be able to solve the problem of not having to take our turbine to Houston, to General Electric, and solve the problem here. Do you know that in the whole of Africa, there's no place you can take that turbine? In the whole of Africa. So it's a challenge. It's just that we want to first stand firm, because that's a problem I like to solve. So that let other people bring their own turbines here. Our young people, you give them opportunity to solve problem, and you give them the tools to do it. Geometric Power has, getting on close to 1,000 workers now in different fields. And the people feel happy. People are not rushing out. There are not many people that are saying that they're leaving to go abroad from Geometric Power. Okay. They like to be here because the company is giving them conducive environment. They are being challenged. They're really doing something.
Okay, so the paradox is that Nigerians are leaving for a better life, for better opportunities, and more financial gain. But in reality, we realize that most people that go abroad, the majority of them, quality of life is not that great. When you get there, you realize that the financial and disposable income don't marry.
Yeah.
And also the opportunity, there's only so much you can grow and advance. So as in life, what you hear about is the 1% of the 1%. The Nigerian in NASA, the Nigerian that bought Gatwick Airport. So I think the paradox is that how do we convince people that living is not the answer? And we're not just talking about the high skill, those that do AI. I'm talking about, there's this want that the grass is greener.
I can say, even though somebody may say that maybe I am being so positive, but personally, I will use my own personal experience. I would say I reached the crest of my profession, becoming a distinguished professor in one of the best universities in America, also becoming head of U.S. National Science Foundation Center of Excellence. And I kept thinking, is that really what it is? Maybe, somewhere along the line, I will just continue to get more increase in my salary. My salary will continue to increase. And then somewhere you retire, and then you begin to go to a home, because that's what it is if you continue to live in this country. And that's it. That's the summation of your life. Can you make a better impact? So I had to leave all of that at the very top of my career to come home with no job. There was no job when I came except this vision that I want to come and do something in power. I must confess that when I was Minister of Science and Tech the first time, I saw that power was the main challenge.
So you had the insight, you had the scope. So let me put you on the spot before we go. Geometric Power.
Yes.
You said 20 years, Nigeria happened to Geometric Power.
Yes.
Nigeria is happening to a lot of people.
Yes.
But Nigerians are battle tested. At Geometric Power, would you rather hire a Nigerian person trained in Nigeria with Nigerian characteristics, or are you looking to hire somebody who's trained abroad? There's this thing that people who are trained abroad are soft. They come back, once Nigeria happens to them,
they are gone.
They're gone.
Well, we have a few people who have come from abroad and they're still here.
Why? Why are they still here?
Because they can see, this thing I'm saying, they can touch and feel their impact. And they want to be part of solving this societal problem. And even though it's not about really the money part of it for them, but they feel that that's a better achievement for them as human beings. And some of them, I must tell you, have their families abroad, okay? But they're here, just doing what they need to do. So I believe that a number of people are in the mindset that if they are given opportunity, given encouragement, put in a position where they're making real contribution, they would want to stay. A lot of times it's that they don't see it. They don't see themselves becoming a major contributor in anything. Uh-huh.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is impact, quality of life,
Yes,
challenge, opportunity.
yes. But remuneration must be there. But don't go converting your remuneration to dollar or pound or euro. Don't.
So before we go, the last insight. We're not going to do a TikTok. We're not social media. No, you'll be. I think I'm old school, but obviously you'll be the older school.
Yeah.
If you could talk to the generation that's coming up, like my children, below generation.
Yeah.
What insight would you give them? Is it that would you challenge them to come home, or would you try to, I won't say plead to their sense of nationalism? What would it be?
I will use what we do. I know children are, especially modern children, creatures of comfort. So how are you going to make them comfortable here versus there? For example, right now, actually, Trump is helping out a lot because children who feel when they are there, they are not sure that they will not be captured, either put in detention for something they didn't do. We have a young guy went to the Loyola Jesuits in Abuja. The parents sent him to study at one of the good universities in America, nuclear engineering, finished bachelor's, began to do MBA in university. One day he was just taking a jog and the police picked him up. Why? They said, there's some woman that said that he looked like the person who was peeking in her apartment.
Oh, wow.
And like joke, 15 years. The father made a big mistake. Thought when they said the government was going to send a council, he thought it was a good thing. So he allowed the council and they went and made an agreement. And 15 years. So who wants to have children that can experience unpredictability about life? The unpredictability about living in a place like America that's the problem. So it is better you come to a place where, yes, life may be rough, but be part of roughing it out. Be part of providing solution. Be part of relevance to your country, and try to create a good income for yourself. There are so many businesses young people can create these days. Yeah, so many. And you can do it.
As always, Prof, thank you very much for the insights.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be making some impact.
Yes.
With remuneration. Thank you very much.
But don't feel converted.